The blueprint to living a peaceful life and make a man fall in love with you is to be useless. Be useless to everyone, but especially to men. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Michaela, and if you're new here, everything on my channel is about upgrading yourself, becoming the best version of yourself. Don't let people walk all over you and attract a man that is actually providing for you. That's why after today's video you will know exactly why doing nothing and being a useless woman will make a man fall in love with you and chase you. Let's get right into this. The first thing I want to say is that men are not like women, okay? Women are reciprocators. When someone is doing a lot for us, we want to do a lot back. We think in repaying, in proving that we are worthy of everything we got. But men are not like that. The more you do for a man, the more he is thinking what a great man he is. That's why when you're starting to date a man and he starts with an effort on a scale here and your effort is on a scale here, it works great. The man is investing, he is putting in effort, he is conquering you, he is initiating. But as soon as you start to up-level your effort, you start to think, oh, how can I prove myself? How can I make him believe that I am the right woman for him? He will stop doing all this effort. He will lower his effort because he will be thinking, why would you as such a great woman do so much for him? It doesn't make sense to him, and he will be lowering his effort because you actually are lowering your own value by doing more. The more you do, the more you prove. He will be thinking, something must be wrong here because why does she do so much? If you're thinking about, let's say, a Birkin bag, I love to talk about Birkin bags. Let's say there is one Birkin bag for 200,000 euros, and then there is another one that looks the exact same way, same leather, same quality. It's a Birkin bag for 20 euros. You would be thinking the one for 20 euros must be fake. Something must be wrong with this bag because why is it so cheap? Now, even if the 20 euro bag is the exact same, is actually authentic, has actually the same value as the 200,000 euro bag, you still would be thinking something must be wrong. The bag for 20 euros must be fake. And that's the same way with men and women. When a man is dating you, he first of all likes you, okay? He wouldn't date you if he wouldn't like you. Now, he in the beginning always puts you on the pedestal. Maybe you have been in a situation where first the guy started off so great, you were starting to date, he was investing time, money, gifts, effort in you, he was initiating, he was literally courting you, and then suddenly it changed. Suddenly the dynamic changed, and suddenly you end up doing more than him. Suddenly you end up proving yourself. Suddenly you feel like you have to prove to get that effort back. That can be because he is a manipulator and he just wants to use you, or he simply lost interest because you did too much. And in both cases, you should do nothing. Even when the dynamic is off, even when you realize, oh, I think we got into the stage where I did too much, I gave too much, I was too much available, start doing nothing. You can change the whole dynamic by doing nothing. And doing nothing, I don't mean to not appreciate anything he does. By doing nothing, I mean appreciate what he does, but do nothing. Do not give more effort. Simply stay at that same level where you started at. If he is a manipulator and he is just using you to get something from you, you will be happy because this person will fall away from you. That's one of the reasons why it's so important to be useless as a woman. It sounds harsh, but yes, you need to be useless because only useless women are not getting used by manipulators or anyone who is simply there to use you to get what they want from you and would leave you hanging anyways. So in the first case scenario, if he is a manipulator, you will be happy because he will not be interested in you anymore. Now, the second case scenario, that your dynamic just changed because you noticed that you have given too much, he will notice that you stepped back, you draw back your energy, your attention, and he will start thinking, what did he do wrong? What did he miss? Did he mess up? Did he do something that upset you? And worst case, he will be thinking he might lost you already and you moved on. That's when he starts to invest again. That's when he starts to chase again. And also keep in mind that men do not like women who are simps. Men do not like nice women that are overly available, overgiving, and women that are simply all over them, because men value what they need to chase. Men value where they put effort in. Again, think about the Birkin bag that is 200,000 euros and the one that is 20 euros. Even though it's the same bag, you will value the one that is 200,000 euros more than the one that is 20 euros. Why? Because it requires more resources to get the 200,000 euro bag than the 20 euro bag. Now, if you put one and one together, you will understand the more a man invests in you, money, gifts, time, effort, the more he will love you. And yes, appreciate it. As I already said, you have to appreciate his effort, but do not fall into the trap where you think you have to repay him or prove him that you're worth of all this effort. He already puts you on a pedestal. Put yourself on that pedestal that he puts you on. Maybe put it even higher. The less excited you are for things, the less excited you are for his effort, the more he will be thinking, she must be so special, maybe I have to invest even more to win her over. Another thing, sometimes men will come to you and they will say that they want to see more effort from you. They want to see more from you because they are not sure if you're actually serious. They say, you know, I am super serious about you. I am investing a lot of time, energy and effort in you, but I'm not sure if you are that interested in me. Show me how much you truly want me. They want you to cook for them. They want you to do all of these things. But actually, this is a trap. Men might not even know that this is a trap, but it is. Now, if he tells you that he wants you to do more and you actually do more, you more or less signal him that he is right, that you have to lower your value, you have to lower your standards for him to be happy. You make him comfortable by inconveniencing yourself. This makes him slowly lose interest in you and makes him lower his effort. And also, unfortunately, he won't respect you that much anymore because you are lowering your own value for a man. Many women then feel like they have to prove that they are the woman he wants. Many women want to prove with showing up more, checking in more, cooking dinners, being available at 4 a.m., doing things that they in the beginning didn't do or usually wouldn't do because they feel like they need to prove themselves. They need to prove that they are actually serious about this relationship. And once you do that, he knows he got you. You start to invest more time, effort, but also more emotions. And once you are in that emotional flow, you cannot stop that easily. He notices and he will start to draw back his effort. Little by little, he will draw it more and more back, and as soon as he got what he wants, the game is over for him. Now, what I want you to do instead, anytime a guy comes to you asking you to invest more, to do more for him, listen and say, okay, I understand you, I listen to you, I appreciate you sharing that with me. Acknowledge him and his feelings, act like you're understanding and absorbing it, and you're thinking about how you can change it, how you can do differently, and then do absolutely nothing, okay? You can even tell him, hey, I hear you, I want you to feel like I am as invested as you are, this is very serious for me and I am very serious and it's very important for me. You can tell him all the words, but then go back, continue to do nothing. be as useless as possible. You have to understand that, especially at the stage of dating, it's a man's job to do all the pursuing, all the chasing, all the courting you. But of course, if it's not that serious to him, he will back off. He will understand he needs to invest more for you to actually give him what he wants, which most of the time is to sleep with you. I'm sorry I have to tell you, but all men ultimately want the same. They want to roll in bed with you. If he wants you to be his wife, or he wants you just to be a one-night stand, they all ultimately only want to sleep with you and maybe also build a life with you. Anyways, if he is one of those guys who just wants to roll in bed with you without any commitment, without actually having any serious relationship or marriage in his mind, in his plan, then he will back off, he will disappear and look for another woman that he can roll in bed with for a day. In any situation, it's a win-win for you. Either you get rid of a man who is not that serious, or you signal him that you're not easy to bait, that he has to invest more, do more, and step up again to prove to you that he is worthy of you. Not the other way around. I know many women fall into that trap and start to prove, do more, cook for him. That's the mistake. I want you to finally have that switch in your brain to understand the more you do doesn't make you more worthy. You need to be worthy from your essence, and only you can know that. Only you can feel that worthiness, radiate that worthiness, so everyone else sees it and acts accordingly. If every time a man starts to bait you or starts to question your worth, you start to step up and do more, you're actually reinforcing that belief in yourself that you're not enough and that you need to do more, to show more, to prove more that you are enough. Baby girl, I want you to once and for all understand that you are enough. Your essence is enough by doing nothing. And the more useless you are to people, especially to men, you will notice that only the men who want to use you are the ones that want you to prove yourself. The man who actually sees your worth and sees your value in your essence, they do not want you to prove yourself. They actually get turned off by you proving yourself, by you doing more, by you showing him that you are worthy of him. You do not need to show any man that you are worthy. They need to show you that they are worthy of you. I think it's almost like a sickness nowadays, because there were times where women were only marrying for land, houses, for real assets, and nowadays women are happy if a man is paying for the dinner. Sorry, but you have to also stop glorifying the bare minimum. This all stems from women not knowing their worth and feeling like they need to prove their worth to a man. It's the other way around, and that's why I'm going to say it again and again and again. A man needs to prove to you that he is worthy of your essence, attention and love, and not the other way around. As soon as you feel like you need to prove, you need to do more, step back and do absolutely nothing. Only the men who want to use you are the ones losing interest from you being useless. Another thing I want to talk about is how to solve problems, how to act when he actually did something to disappoint you. Sometimes as women we start to over-explain, we want to explain, we want to make our point clear, we want the man to change and to do things differently, and we try that through communication. Men are not like that. Men do not listen. I'm sorry, but men simply are not good listeners. Men will never listen to you talking and explaining why you're hurt and how he can make it up, how he can do it differently. What you have to do is, again, do nothing and actually withdraw energy. Withdraw everything. Do not reach out, maybe ignore him for 1-2 days, but do absolutely nothing. Only then he will start thinking after a while, oh, this girl is gone quiet. What has happened? What did I do wrong? Did I really mess up? Worst case, he will be thinking that he might lost you and you might have already moved on. That's when he actually starts to think about what he did wrong. Believe me, men always know what they did wrong when you give them the space. Men can only know what they did wrong when you withdraw energy. I can tell you from my personal experience with my ex, there were times I was over-explaining and then I always thought I did something wrong. For example, you and your boyfriend, your date, you're having a disagreement and he's raising his voice or saying something you do not like, it was disrespectful, and you're bringing it up, you're saying, listen, I do not like that, listen, do not talk to me that way. Then he is trying to switch it, he is trying to turn the game. All men do that in a way. If you then start to over-explain and try to make him understand that you didn't do anything wrong, you already lost in that disagreement. What you need to do instead is to stand up and withdraw. Leave the space, go to another room, withdraw your energy whenever he did something you didn't like. And only that's when he starts to understand that he did something wrong. Believe me, he will understand. If it's 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, he goes quiet, you go quiet, you do not reach out, you have to withstand those thoughts that you did something wrong. Withstand that urge to reach out to him and explain and initiate the conversation. Initiate nothing. Do nothing. Draw back, sit back and wait. I promise you, he will come and apologize. He will start to think only when you do nothing, when you withdraw, and he will understand he did something wrong. Every man will always look for their mistakes, their errors when you start to withdraw. They won't do that when you start to explain. Now, in that silence, when he starts to reflect and starts to understand that he actually did something wrong and he gets this fear of he doesn't want to lose you and you might already have moved on, that's when he starts to reach out, and that's where your leverage lies in. That's the moment you can ask him for whatever you want. That's the moment you need to be strong and not just be fully available once he reaches out and say, yeah, I'm sorry, I know I did wrong. You need to slowly say, okay, I appreciate that. But do not show him the emotions immediately. Be a little bit reserved and let him show, let him prove that he's actually sorry. That's the only way a man is changing, and that's also, again, your leverage. You can actually ask for anything in that moment. Ask for the flowers, ask for the new iPhone, ask for the new bag, ask for the Birkin bag, ask for whatever you want. Depending on his financial situation, of course, he will do everything possible to not lose you and to make you not move on from him. Now, another thing I want to talk about is the frequency of how often he's talking to you, how often he's taking you out on a date, how often he's initiating conversations, especially in the dating phase. Let him keep the frequency. Let him lead the frequency. I know, especially once you like someone and once you find that there is potential in a great future together, you feel like you want to see him more, you want to reach out and you think you should talk more, you should text him more, you should call him more, or he should call you more, he should take you more on a date. You have to be aware that men do that on their frequency and timing based on how much they like you, how much interested they are in you, how much time they have, and how important it is to them. And a very, very important side note, you cannot speed up the process. You cannot speed up a man liking you more, or a man being more interested in you, or a man wanting to see you more. This is not in your hand, and if you fall into that, you start to do more than you should do. Part of doing nothing is accepting his pace, accepting how often he wants to see you, how often he wants to date you, and if it's too thin, if it's too little for you, if there is no consistency, give yourself a clear timing for when you say this is not enough for me, and then just move on instead of trying to press him, trying to make him see you more. Never ever press him to do more dates, especially in the dating phase. And when you're not in the dating phase, when you're already in a marriage, when you're already in a long-term relationship, it's so important that you need to understand that these dynamics, these principles of doing nothing, apply the same way. Even though here we're not talking anymore about going out on dates, about initiating conversations, about talking more, but it works the exact same way. You do not open your doors for yourself, you do not bring out the trash, you do not carry the groceries. Certain things you simply don't do, because that's why you have a man. A man is here to do things for you, and the more you let him do for you, the more he will be invested in you, and the more he will love you. Let him do more without demanding. Simply don't do. That's why women who do nothing, women who are useless, are having the best relationships, are having the happiest marriages. Men are more happy with a woman that does nothing, unless he's with you because he wants to use you, okay? You're either a man's bitch or a man's boss. And just recently I've heard something that makes so much sense. Be more like a cat. Cats are literally doing nothing. They are sleeping all day, waking up to eat, going back to sleep, and you cannot even touch them, you cannot even pet them if they do not want that. Yet a cat owner loves the cat the way she is. I have 2 cats and I love them more than anything. I do not need them to do anything. I do not love a cat for giving me something. I love them for who they are. They can be annoying, they can be scratching the sofa, they can be scratching the chairs. I still love them. They are requiring a lot of attention, a lot of money. I need to clean after them, I need to get food for them, yet I love them. And you should be like a cat to a man. Do nothing, have your boundaries, be absolutely useless, but appreciate him when he does things for you. Anyways, guys, I hope this could help. I hope you understand how you can do nothing and be the most useless you can be for him, to make him chase you, to fall in love with you, and for you to live a peaceful life. As always, if you want to know how to attract a real provider man, how to spot them, and how to make him invest in you, download my ebook, The Queen Treatment, link in bio. Thank you so much for watching. I love you so much, and I see you in my next video. Bye bye.